Home court for Cibona. Sizable reverse against Tenerife. A 1-point lead was suddenly snuffed out by Citygas Avellino. Finally breaking their duck against KK Morna, winning by 18 on game day 4. Anthony Šišić with a game-high 21. That joy was rather short-lived. A 22-point reverse. Big defeat on the road at Juventus last week. 104-82, the final score. So they know a win is imperative if they are to try and keep up any kind of pressure on the leading teams. Starting to pull away that one win. At least keeps them semi in contention. There are our officials for tonight. Vicente Borto from Spain, Alessandro Martellini from Italy, and Georgios Korsanidis of Greece. They will be the men in charge tonight. Cibona have won the Croatian League 18 times. In addition, in the cabinet, they've had a different time, 7 cups and a couple of European Champion Cups and European Cup Winners' Cups to add to their haul. This is the starting 5 for SIG Strasbourg. As mentioned, Irvin Walker, who's leading all their scorers by quite some way. That is a very strong starting 5, pretty much keeping with the one they've used all the way through the competition. As we get a close-up on their coach, Vincent Collet, already making his plans for what he hopes will be another big game. Can they make it 4 in a row? So after a very poor start, defeats in game 1 and in game 2, but all of a sudden they got things going in game 3, 4 and 5, and so looking for 4 on the bounce here. Cibona, as we mentioned, need a win, and they need a win badly. 1 out of 3 on home court, and Anthony Šišić, their number 41, could be the ace in the hole, could be the key tonight. Really get into some kind of form now. Really impressive. 57 points from 3 games so far, including 21 rebounds. And there is the coach for Cibona, who we'll hear from now, Damir Omorovic.
Dobar je šuter, ali poslije sam vidio, ajde, znači da, pazi samo s ove strane, da ti, kad je low post ovdje, da ne izađe na ovaj šut. First offense, okay? We call 5 side. Pass, back pick, inside. Šiša low post, okay? After this, go 3 side. After this back pick, choose which side you want, okay? You can go 5 or 4, or low post or pick and roll you, okay? After that, call everything.
Reggie makes the beacon. Jeremy anticipates the screen. I would like they anticipate also. But whatever Erwin who goes inside, okay? Reggie, you go inside, touch your guy, come back. Okay? You stay, okay? Like this, you should get the ball. Romeo, flare screen for Erwin. Jeremy will be wide, et même après ton écran sur Reggie, tu close. Like a pick and roll when you go. It can be a shot, it can be one dribble, you make decision anywhere. Erwin, bam, Jeremy.
Hey, good screen, good screen.
Understand? Good? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, Cibona have been ready to go for quite some time. SIG Strasbourg having an extended little powwow before things get underway. We've got a lot to talk over. And memories already erased, you would think, of what happened on games 1 and 2. Since then, they have been very impressive. Just that one win. And this home court, which should really have been a big advantage for Cibona, hasn't proved to be for the Zagreb team so far. So a close-up of Irvin Walker there. 84 points accumulated so far. The Gators' all-time assists record holder. That's an impressive record. So the amount of points he scored for them, nearly 1,800 points through his career at Florida. And we are ready to go for game day 6 in Group D of the Basketball Champions League. Strasbourg in the red. First two, thought about it, and then does drop for Cibona. First two on the board for Marin Rosic, their captain. Gets the home team on the board in a mere matter of seconds. What a nice quick opening. They got the nice quick opening. Here's the first three-point attempt. Goes off right. Falls straight back into the clutches of Sakic. Plenty of room at the baseline. There's a man we could call a number of things. We could call him by his full name, or we could call him Mam Jaite. Probably will do for ease of trying to fit everything into what might be quite a big run and gun game here. Wozniak was looking for a way through. There is no way through. It's come off the leg of Jeremy Leloup. Reset to 14. Sideline for Scotty Reynolds when it comes back into his possession. Here's Sakic. Number 10 being forced further and further away to halfway. Three-point attempt coming up and off right for Wozniak. They managed to recycle it, actually get it back in their own possession. And here comes the drive into the key, trying to find a way into the paint. Up it goes for two. Again, it's short. And the last touch comes of a Cibona player. So we've got just over 2 minutes, just over a minute and three. And just that opening 2 points. Literally in the opening seconds. Strasbourg not actually had much of the ball so far. Here's Jaite. AJ Slaughter. Just haven't got too many options. They're going to have to go deep again and try and run it through. Walker looks for a way through. There isn't a way through there. A little bounce inside. Nice work by Leloup, who gets fouled in the act of shooting. So that too was what he was going for. And he'll go to the line. Ball played inside. I was hoping it was going to fall the other way, but Sizic gets his first foul of the game. Not 20 yet, just 19 years of age. Great prospects, as I'm sure we'll see as this game develops. First free throw. Maddening when those are missed early on, or any time really, but from that line you should be getting them in, and neither of them drops. So a couple of bonuses already spurned by Strasbourg. Reynolds with a good bit of acceleration. Sakic. There's Wozniak looking for a way through. There is no way through. Good guarding for the French team. And again, the shooting around the basket is not great by either side right now. And Strasbourg can take advantage. Walker looking to open his account for today. 84 from 5 games he's already played. That's a nice move, but as it got an end product, Travis gets fouled as he's trying to twist and turn and shoot. In fact, he actually did travel. So, an extra step. Yeah, look at the pivot. There's the extra step. Just coming up there, and at the moment, Strasbourg cannot buy a basket. Just over 2 minutes gone, still yet to register. We've only had that opening basket, which came in the opening few seconds. So we've had 2 minutes of nothing. Reynolds. Sakic will get the two and the bonus as he gets fouled on the way to the hoop. Jaite will take that foul. And a bit of a staccato opening by both teams here, certainly in terms of the quality of the shooting. Not anywhere near where it should be. Certainly with Strasbourg, who have certainly intentions and aspirations to go a long way in this competition. And, well, the free throws are equaling the quality of the shooting at the moment, because that doesn't drop either. So just the 2 baskets so far. Walker wants to make something happen. That's going to be the first three-pointer of the game, and it needed it, certainly as far as the away team is concerned. Leloup puts them on the board. 1 for 2 from their free throw range, from, 3-point range. Good move, good spin, but no end product from Zizic. I'm sure we'll see a lot of tricks and little party pieces from him during the course of the game. So at least both teams are on the board now. Maybe we have a game on our hands. Let's wait and see. Because matchups should be the French team were stronger. That's short, but the rebound picked up nicely by Travis. Now if he touches it, no backcourt. Travis can bring it away. Here's Slaughter, up for no points. Will get the ball back in play. Thought he was inside the line, but he wasn't. Just went outside, and Strasbourg concede their possession. 3 minutes 23 gone. Not many points so far. They turned into be a bit of a rugby scrum there to try and get the ball back. Here's Rosic, the captain. Good close marking. No way of extricating himself from that. Sakic then just waits behind the play. Sakic with 5 seconds to go, needs something here, puts it up for 2. That's way left, and Strasbourg have it, and they have a man advantage too, which they didn't actually use. Foul, though, is committed by Sergio Sakic. Time for Strasbourg maybe to get going here. Second foul for Cibona. Still 2 more to give before we get to team fouls, of course. Walker. Jote throws it away, and it is scrappy early on here, both sides. After a good positive start by Cibona, getting those 2 points in the opening few seconds. Since then, there's been nothing to write home about. They need to get in the groove. Scotty Reynolds. Sakic. Wozniak. Good spin move, lovely move by well, again, couldn't finish it off, and there is foul to prevent Strasbourg getting over halfway. It's on Wozniak. His first, and Cibona's third. Walker just taking his time. A good crossover by Slaughter trying to make some room down the left, but he immediately gets tracked and covered, and they're going to have to go short, and they do, to Leloup, who got the 3 early on, has got the 2 now, takes him to 5, and he scored all the points. Nice falling weight 2-pointer from Scotty Reynolds. So first time in the game we've had back-to-back baskets within a matter of seconds. Cibona get themselves back in front. 1 point advantage. Jote. Leloup, who's the only man who's really on any kind of form at the moment we've seen for Strasbourg. Again, the ball drifts back into the possession of the home team. Thinking about the 3 was Reynolds. Reynolds goes for the second option on the 3rd, and very good. Gets the 3. Just took his time there, knew he had some time too. Didn't have any pressure on him, so the second opportunity to go for the 3rd absolutely worked. 9-5, 4-point advantage for the home side. No advantage, of course, at this stage yet. Foul committed on the ball. Offensive foul, 9-5, as we have our first substitution of the game. Sakic is going to step out. Into the play comes Sulidomovic, and 4 points the advantage as Collet works out, or tries to work out, how he gets his team going, because, as I say, Leloup is the only one who's really making anything happen at the moment. Evan Walker not in the game. Well, he's been kept out of the game. He's been pushed further and further wide, and there's no way in the key for him right now. It's a nice potential for a basket. Are they going to get the ball back? They are going to get possession back. Hard work, much harder work than Matt Howard would have liked that to have been, I'm sure, underneath the hoop. Came, dropped. Borisov just disappeared out of his grasp, but they'll get it with 14 seconds on the shot clock. And another substitution made, as we'll see for the first time into the game comes Ante Gospic. Strasbourg looking for option here. Maybe a loop is the option because he's not been covered by anybody yet. Nor too is AJ Slaughter. They're going to go short instead. And every time they've done that, trying to go from short range, it just hasn't quite worked. Reynolds will come back out for him for a three. Won't do because it's interception. A good interception it is too. And that'd be a nice easy layup. Little finger roll from Eric Murphy brings him his first two of the night. And brings that lead back to two. Another high-scoring first quarter, but it's starting to get going. Fairly insipid opening. We're starting to get these two teams playing a bit better. That's going to be an offensive foul. Just trying to get through a whole ruck of bodies, did Rosic. Official says, sorry, sir, you can't do that. And, yeah, he's already planted his feet, so there's no doubt about that. The man was taken out with the consequences. Just feeling his neck, make sure he's okay. There's quite some clatter of bodies as Rosic wasn't going to hold back on that. 3:18, first quarter here in Zagreb, the Dragan Petrovic Arena. And 9-7 becomes 9-9 with two more this time from Howard. Gets on the scoreboard for the first time. Bosniak. Good interception and a good reading what was going to happen there. Murphy off the back of that two creates the first of his potential 5 fouls. Nice work on the baseline. And first two for Murphy. So to the line for Cibona. Shots for Gospic. Hey, we've got a first of our free throws tonight converted. In a while. So a little irritation in mind that they don't score more. Well, Gospic has done precisely what his coach, the fans, and the commentator here would have wished for. Got both of his 2 free throws to put them back in front, as they have been for the majority of this first quarter by 2 points. But good rotation, good movement, but no end product from Lacombe. You can look back at this first rather scrappy quarter and wonder why they're behind, if indeed they are at the end of 10 minutes play. But they're getting a few loose passes going on at the other end as well. And 2:25 remaining. Changes being made once again. Yeah, that's a big bar of soap. It keeps being passed around, and nobody seems to be able to completely hold on to it at the moment. There we go, baseline for 2, and that'll be an and 1. Good, powerful work by Emit Suljomovic. There he is, not going to be held off on that one, and little touch on him came from Eric Murphy. He'll pick up that foul. Second foul in very quick succession. That's one of the worst free throws I think I've ever seen. Barely made it, but it didn't make it to the hoop at all. Just caught the underside of the netting, and that was about it. But the lead is 4. Throws have not been impressive by either side tonight. Just 2 converted so far. And what I think even at this stage we can safely assume will be quite a low-scoring first quarter. Lacombe, man-marked, and pretty well man-marked too. Pepe says into the action for the first time. Nearly has the immediate impression he was looking for. Scotty Reynolds gets the ball delivered quickly to Rosic for 2. Good fast break. Good execution on that one, not holding back. So we have our biggest lead of the game for Cibona over Strasbourg so far, 6 points advantage. Walker will look for Howard. Howard back inside. There's the foul committed, and it'll be on Ante Gospic. Just trying to block off Paul Lacombe as he was trying to make his way through. There was no room there at the other end. Easy Not a demonstrative layup at all, just the 2 that was required, and the lead is 6. So here we go to the free throw line. Obviously team fouls now. And Lacombe, that's the first of 2. Yep, 2 from 2. We had 1 2 from 2 at the other end. That's 2 from 2 at this end. Scotty Reynolds being held as far deep as he can on halfway by the opposition. Wozniak. Good work by Reynolds, but again can't find a way inside. Shot clock down to 5. Something needs to come quickly. Sulimovic. I've got a problem with him all night. That's such a doing able to get my tongue round. Sulimovic with his first of the last few minutes. Takes it to 4 personal. That's another throwaway. That's just keeping it in play. Well done by beside there for getting it back in, but the completion of that move is not made by Matt Howard. And the foul by Frank Entikalina. Just came across, made sure there's no way that Reynolds is going to make his way to that hoop. At the other end, there's the 2 that just scrapped its way in from Sulimovic. Lead back up to 6. Oh, that's, well, they're calling basket interference there, but not given by the officials. Would have taken the lead up to 8 as it is. Ball back with Strasbourg. They need to make something happen here, and again they don't. Somehow, some way, they weren't able to capitalise on that. Murphy should have done. They got it back with Lacombe. Lacombe then loses it and didn't have it back under control, but the foul is committed. And the foul will be on Ante Gospic once again. That's the second in very quick succession. 11 points, the advantage for Cibona. Just a little explanation to Vincent Collet about one of the calls that was made. Gospic on the free throw line. In, out. Those free throws just aren't dropping. So there's only 2 at each end so far, and plenty of opportunities, and that one does. Which not so much of a concern with his free throw shooting. That's 2 out of 3, and the lead up to 7 for the home side. Strasbourg looking for 4 wins in a row, remember. They have the last possession of this quarter. Lacombe might have to go a long way around and might lose it as well. Just a bit sloppy on too many occasions here from Vincent Collet's point of view. Now with 1 more possession remaining, there's going to be a timeout. 4.0 seconds remaining in the game.
Idemo ovako, znači odavde stani, Gospiću bježi ovamo, Suljo tu si, okej? Napravi, Suljo, napravi ovde za blok za Scotty here, okej? Blok za Scottija, Suljo Suljo ovde, ako bude switch, ideš Scotty ovde, Suljo izađi ovde, pas na Sulju, dribbling Suljo, probaj, šut za 3 pojena, ti si ovo, okej?
So individual scorers for the home side so far. 5 from Reynolds, 4 from Rosic. Sulimovic with 4 as well, and 3 from Gospic. Cizic not scored yet. And for the away side, their leading scorer is Leloup with that 3 followed by the 2. Cibona have the probably last possession, provided they can do something with it. They have long enough to get the shot in here. Remember, the clock doesn't start until the ball is actually active on the court, but they weren't able to deliver anything from that last 4 seconds. So we come to the end of the first 10 minutes in Zagreb, and the home side have the advantage by 18 points to 11. A few missed opportunities on both sides from field goal range and also from free throw range, but it is the home side who have that advantage. Reynolds with 5, Rosic with 4, Suljomovic with 4. And there's the tail of the tape. Only 23% from two-point range for Strasbourg, and three-pointers haven't worked terribly well for either side so far either. 25% for Cibona. That don't make terribly pleasant reading, do they? However you look at it. Well, the highlight reel should be a fairly easy one to put together, because there weren't too many real high spots in that first 10 minutes play. There's Sakic, who maybe in this match get towards 100 points. 79 he had coming in here. The team, the equivalent of bus legs, I think, to start things off. Just couldn't quite get things moving, but it did look like they might be competitive, but all of a sudden, too many steals, too many turnovers, too many thrown away passes to allow the team in white to take early control, and that's where they are at the end of 10 minutes play. Lacombe gets things underway for Strasbourg in quarter number 2. Here's Inkina. Ooh, couldn't find a way through, but gets fouled. Does Pepese before he can get to the hoop, and will give a chance to go not to the line because it wasn't in the act of shooting, so that's going to be sideline possession. 15 seconds to make something happen. Outside for 3, and 3 it is for Paul Lacombe, and they needed that. He's been doing well on rebounds for his team in this competition, but points have been fairly scant. Scotty Reynolds will wait for the pass to come back via Koric. Again, they pick up on the low post pretty well. There's no way through. Now there's a way through, and a little finger roll for 2, and Suljomovic goes to 6, and the lead back to 6. 3-point attempt. Wow, that's 2 back-to-back threes, and all of a sudden things look a bit different. And Tilikina with that 3 points. Foul on Paul Lacombe. Amazing what outside shots can do for you, though, in terms of changing the momentum of the game and changing the whole feel of the game as well. Koric was the man who got fouled on the way to the hoop. Much better start, though, for the away side in this second quarter. Reynolds will drive. Reynolds will, thought about going for it, instead puts it back out for the attempt from Koric, but that doesn't fall. And this should be easy pickings, and is for Paul Lacombe. So he's doing his individual stats no harm whatsoever. 7 points, and the lead is now back to 1. Was 7. Couple of threes, 2 there to help matters, and they start to show us why. They've got a 3-2 record so far. Another steal. It's looking very easy from the Reds at the moment, although that one's stolen away. Last touch came off into Tilikina. And, well, they come up with a bit more zest and a bit more drive in quarter number 2 and looking a bit more like doing something here. It's not quite working for the big names on Cibona as yet. 2019, Scotty Reynolds was AP All-Americans. In fact, the man who didn't get drafted in the NBA. Very rare, an All-American not to get drafted in the NBA, but he didn't. Foul committed, offensive foul. Zisic, who's just not, having given him the big build-up in the game, he's not quite shown yet. And that's his second foul, and as yet hasn't contributed a single point. And there's a man who already in the competition's got 57 from just 3 games, but today has drawn a blank thus far. Back up into the Keener. Nice work, very patient, and eventually foul drawn by Matt Howard on Reynolds. So he'll go to the line for 2. Chance to put Strasbourg in front, which they've not been at any stage in this game so far. Conceded the opening 2, and since then they've always been behind. Kind of a tight game here. Free throws just not finding their target either side. That one doesn't either from Matt Howard. Not doing all that well from the line. Lead remains at 1. Vika. Look out for Wozniak. So just tricks in between in terms of trying to decide. 3 men blocking the way through. Interesting to see how you decide on a foul there, because there's 3 men right in the way of stopping the path to the basket. 1, 2, 3, all there, grouped, trying to stop any particular progress, but Travis is the one who's going to get the foul given against him. Second for Strasbourg. Playing about what he likes, not going to get overturned. Reynolds, Wozniak. He'll have to take this on himself, I think, and does, and gets fouled on the way. Had to be determined, had to be direct, had to take his own particular route. So I will go into the foul column for the very first time. Yeah, just kind of guarding it, just kind of hiding the ball there. And make sure that he could draw the foul, and he did. So one of those opportunities is drained, and 2 points is the lead. Still fairly staccato, and nearly 3 minutes of this second quarter. Strasbourg playing a little bit better. Cibona not playing as well as they did in the opening 10 minutes play. Howard, again given away. And the men in white can stream down the end of the court. Back out for Sakic, up and in and out he goes, and picked up by Howard. A bit of momentum now, possibly for this side. Going to go to the left of the court, leave the hard work for into Lakina. Slaughter for another 3, in, out, back to White's possession, and Sakic. It's just to the man in the corner who can't find a way through. Good block. Just made sure the loop that there was no obvious and easy route to the hoop. Slaughter will mark his man all the way around and then just step out of bounds. Yeah, couldn't get it away in time. Just need to release that ball a little bit earlier to get the possession back, but wasn't able to do so. So still that 2-point advantage. 24-second shot clock, of course. Reset. Sakic go back towards halfway. Still plenty of time, of course, but they're getting deeper and deeper and deeper on this play. And again, it's thrown away in a 3-on-2, and this should be, well, relatively comfortable, and not as comfortable as it should have been. AJ Slaughter will then put it back to Ntilikina. AJ Slaughter is working it from side to side, trying to find a way through. Finds the way through, and then again, the pass is ill-directed, and Scotty Reynolds will say thank you very much and give it to Sakic for 2. Good setup by those two. Sakic goes to 4, Lee goes to 4, 23-19, and it's been that kind of game where there's been no real consistent runs, neither side having enough advantage to really take this game by the scruff of the neck. See what the coaches have to say at this timeout.
Tu vas fort, tu l'écrases là. Okay? AG, he was guarded by the big, okay? And even if you want to play in the middle, on the side, they all come to close, and they close the closest one. In the middle, they cannot do it the same way. We can attack them like that, but wide, okay? And be aware that they will close whatever. They come crazy, very aggressive.
Come on side. Hey, izađi on pick and roll. If you have penetration here, sideline, go. Pick and roll. Šaka, ti si gore za prenos. Ako ide ova dole pomoć. Ajde, ajde idemo, ajde.
Soljamovic leading all scorers for the home side with 6. And for the away team, top scorer Lecombe with 7. It's 3 and 2 2s as they have possession. Still trailing by 4 points. Ntilikina. AJ Slaughter. Up for 2 and gets the 2. Nicely done. Good patience by AJ Slaughter. Didn't really have any options on. Decided he's going to take it all the way, or pretty much all the way, for 2. Wozniak. Nice. Pick the pocket. There we go. He's off and running at last. Taken a while. Waited till 15 minutes, just over 15 into the game for the first 2 for Cizic, but there you go. He's off and running now. Let's see whether that gives him the kind of impetus he'd been looking for. Savica. Last touch off the Strasbourg player, so that will be end-line possession for the home side. And there is the Wunderkind, 19 years of age, turns 20 the early part of 2017. And just getting a feel of the ring, because it's been pretty absent so far. Not sure how much we'll see of him in Cibona colours, if he turns out to be the kind of player that we think he was, or certainly Boston think he is. Sakic draws the foul. Foul is on Ntilikina. And was trying to wrestle him to the floor there. It's the second foul for him. 25-21. Third foul, in fact, for Ntilikina. So we're going to sit it out for a few minutes. Got a long time in this game to go with 3 fouls. So coach taking the safety first option. 14-second reset on the shot clock. Again, they're going to have to work it inside. Foul is on Sakic. I think they've given an offensive foul on that one, haven't they? Yeah, there's a push-off, definitely on the loop. Sakic goes, sit out for 3 fouls as well. Doesn't agree. Again, they're having a discussion about it, but it's gone long since gone, so don't worry about it. Chaite back on, Walker back on. Here's Slaughter, that's nice work at the low post, and there is Chaite for 2, and that's his first 2 of the night. The lead is trimmed to just 1 basket now, 2 as well, but at the other end, there's the foul. Fouls are accumulating. Walker this time it is. And that'll take him to the line for... Actually, it went in, so it'll be +1. Here's the 2, with 1 to come. So, Slivanovic, who played for the Finnish under-16s and the under-20s, but now wants to play senior basketball for Bosnia-Herzegovina. So we'll have to see whether that happens, because so he's been a Finnish international at junior and teenage level so far. Slaughter. Got another interception. Nearly got to be well acquainted with the man in the front row there, did Scotty Reynolds, but just ran out of room. Just about to hurdle them as well, but just put the brakes on in time. Walker, the full back out for Lulu, and that's travel. Yeah, at the moment, not quite going to plan from his point of view. 5-point differential, Cibona against Strasbourg. They had game high of 7, and it could be back here again. That's off the backboard and will disappear. Funny thing that Chaite thought that was foul there, but it wasn't. It's Strasbourg ball, so went behind the backboard. Calm. Too many turnovers, too many steals as far as Strasbourg are concerned, and another 2 safely pouched by Scotty Reynolds. And the foul committed by Emir Suljamovic. Just caught his man. The waist he was going through. And at the other end, we just saw Scotty Reynolds put away another couple. Walker, what is it with his free throws tonight? Just not dropping at all. Well, that one does. So 6 point now, the difference between the two teams. Reynolds proving to be a bit of a thorn in Strasbourg's flesh at the moment. He's brought back for the foul when they would rather, I think, have had the ball for the breakaway, because it's going to bring it right back. Yeah, it's one of those where the officials have to call it, but it actually works against Strasbourg, who would have loved to have had that ball in possession. Third foul for Suljamovic. Of course, it does take the Common to the free throw line, but that's not worked out terribly advantageously tonight. They'd rather have had open play for a 2 and the potential of a 3. As it is, they may only have 1 point to show from this. They do. Reynolds goes to, Lacombe. Increases his tally by 1 to 8. Lead is 5. Suljamovic, little hook shot. Back it comes for the 2, and that will be a bonus 2 for Ante Šišić. It's his second basket of the night, and we'll have the extra points to try and convert very shortly. They are. That's what he can do. 2:17 remaining in the second. So Chaite steps out with his third foul. Quite a few on 3 now. Lead climbs up to 7. Into the game for the home side comes Ante Gospic. As Ante sits it out for a few minutes. Slaughter. Go bounce past the side. They're going to have to go outside, and then inside again. Not quite into the paint, and up for 2. Nicely finished off by Evan Walker. Yeah, so far 3 points. That's his first from open play as well. First field goal of the night for their leading scorer. Nice work. If it drops, it doesn't first time, but it does second time. Good, positive, forceful play by Gospic. 5 points personal, and the lead, the biggest of the game so far. It's up to 8. Walker. Howard. Oh, that was a speculative 3, wasn't it? Doesn't matter, still finds its way in. AJ Slaughter, 1-2-pointer before that, takes his tally to 5. Actually, in terms of 3-point plays, they have been better from outside. Strasbourg, more of them have been drained. Let's see from the coaches on this timeout.
Pogotovo što ovaj nema šuta. Petica nema šut ova. Znači, budi bliže, nemoj ti čekati da on krene pa da se vraća. Kreni prema njemu pa se vraća uporedo s njim, okay? Let's do short, okay? Bring the ball here. You. 4 here, 5. Pass the ball, pass. Back pick for you. But look, now, don't go back pick.
Find the situation, okay? Let's go, allez, let's go. Allez. Let's go, on va prendre 3.
Well, they keep threatening to make a real game of this to Strasbourg. They get within a point or 2, and then suddenly the wheels fall off again. And Cibona open up an advantage. They've had 6, they've had 7. Not quite got to double figures yet. Still in manageable proportions. It's a 5-point lead that the home side have as we get towards the last knockings of the second quarter. Roshniak, Reynolds, he's going to go for the 3-point play, might still get that option, but it's only 5 seconds left, and they haven't got the rebound, so Slaughter has it for Strasbourg. Taking his time, very aware of what the shot clock and game clock says, and he'll go to the line for 2 because the team fouls are accumulated. Wozniak with the foul off the ball. His second. Now, this has not been fertile territory for Matt Howard so far, and still isn't. Free throws have been his Achilles heel, and actually have been the Achilles heel of quite a few players tonight, and there's 1 for 2, so at least it reduces the arrears by 1 to 4, but as you can see, not good. Neither side. 5 from 12 for the away team, 6 from 10 for the home side. Slaughter for 2 more. So it's getting tighter, it's getting closer. 2 points to differentiate between the two now. 7 points personal from Slaughter. And they're going to try and surely box out as much as they can here. Try and find a way through. There is no way through there. Going to have to go from a very uncomfortable falling away position for 2. The 2 will count. And the 2 will go to Suljomovic. See him there just battling his way through. Getting fouled. Yeah, the act of shooting by Matt Howard. He's going to have to step out because, again, accumulating probably too many fouls for the coach's liking at this stage. Timeout called with 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 37-33 the home side lead in the last few seconds of quarter two.
Matt here. Jeremy here. Irvin with the ball. Frank is moving to the top. Edgy screen. Here. Okay? If we cannot get it the first time, you can pass the ball to Frank and pass back. Cannot get it, we move away, flare screen, we go that direction and we come back for AG. Okay?
As the accumulated scores, and first player into double figures, Suljomovic with 11. Nobody on the away team is getting close to that as yet. Their leading scorer is Lacombe on 8. 7 for AJ Slaughter. French fans who made their way across to Zagreb, getting involved with the music and trying to get involved in geeing up their team as well, trying to get them back into the action. Well, there's another free throw that goes a-begging. Leloup has it for Strasbourg. He might just trying to slow things down with not long to go on the game clock. Needs a shot though, and it needs to come now. It does come now, it's away left by AJ Slaughter. So that's how we'll conclude the second quarter in Zagreb, 37-33. Never been able to get away. Cibona threatened to when it got to 7 points. But they've managed to haul it back. So 4-point is the difference between them at the interval. Cibona 37, SIG Strasbourg 33. Very difficult game to call at this stage for the away side. Come with 8. Here are the stats proving Cibona from 2-point range, 51% now, but Strasbourg have some work to do there. 3 points, however, is where they very much gained, in the 50% range. Rebounds absolutely level, assists pretty close, fouls not that different, turnovers exactly the same, steals 5-4, blocks 1-0. That's the kind of game it has been so far. Very difficult to differentiate, apart from in those figures where Suljomovic has been the standout player with 11. Sakic is getting going with 5, and that's the top scorers. Zizic 5, Reynolds with 7, and on rebounds, Sakic and Howard both on 5, Reynolds 3-2 for Travis. And so far so good for the home side in terms of getting their second win in the competition. Remember, they are 1-4 at this stage, and they got off to the flying start with a 2-point in the opening seconds. I thought maybe that might show us the pattern of the game for the next 20 minutes. Wasn't quite to be that way, because after the initial 2 points, we didn't have any further scoring for 2 minutes. And Strasbourg have been much better from outside. 3-point range, as we saw from those stats, they're in the 50%. To be fair, Cibona haven't really tried too many 3 points, but that's not been a key part of their game. Free throws at both ends have been dreadful, to put it mildly. Scotty Reynolds has been impressive with 7. Very few that's actually really hit his straps and hit the mark from that kind of range. There have been too many of those, though. Both ends of the court. Murphy putting that one away. Matt Howard at one end, and we were waiting for Zizic to get going, but he left it to the likes of Rosic, the captain, and to Suljomovic to get the major points in the first 20 minutes play. And here he is again, the hook shot which finds its way in. Meanwhile, the 3-pointers, when they did fall, fell at the other end for the men in red. Back-to-back threes on that occasion. Suljomovic Baseline, very forceful. It's an Inkina with his three-point attempt, which was all string. And Lacombe, easy layup for two. That was nice. That was really nice because he could have been selfish, taking it himself. Decides that Saka is in a better position to take that one on, so he did. With the two, Slaughter with two of his points, second top scorer on the team tonight, and there's what we were waiting for. To get going, nearly took the hoop off its moorings. There we go. Big vibration. And the man of whom there are very high hopes suddenly getting into gear as Reynolds puts another two away at the other end. And Zizic in the position where they want him more often than not. They've economised on his court time. He's not been out there a lot, but when he has been, in recent times, he's been pretty effective. I expect him to be even more so when the second half comes around. Slaughter. Two. And welcome back to Zagreb at half-time in this Champions Basketball League game. It is Cibona 37, SIG Strasbourg 33, and there have been quite a few runs where Cibona have got themselves 6 or 7 points in front, but Strasbourg have hung in there without playing their best basketball so far, looking, as we mentioned earlier on, for 4 wins in a row. Some very good wins recently after a rather staccato start to their Champions League campaign. But now, all of a sudden, let's see what the coaches have to say before I talk about that even more.
Pass, cut here, okay? 5, 4, pass here, okay? Wait for Rosa, back pick and roll. Here, Zulo, for Scotty, for you. For open shot, okay? Most important thing in this is timing. Don't rush with this pass, hey. Nemoj žuriti s ovim pasom. Sačekaj na ovo.
Because they come so fast to close the paint, very often we have problems to finish. Start wide and run. If you are there, pass the ball and keep running, give and go. Perhaps we can finish in the paint. But if we go too fast, they control it. Okay, let's go.
Allez. Ensemble, 3, 2, 3. Ensemble.
So just the one player so far in double figures. Sulejmovic for the home side with 11. Reynolds has been pretty impressive too with 7. And a couple of fifers with Gospic and Žižić. They've been the main scorers for the home side and for the French. Leading all scorers for them is Lecombe with 8, Slaughter with 7, and 5 from Leloup. We are underway. Third quarter of this match. I think that Strasbourg will play better, certainly get a better tempo early on. They should do, from what we've seen in their previous matches in the third quarter, but there's the early foul. There's a few players on the edge of foul trouble here. Howard's committed a few now, he needs to be a bit careful. Wozniak, yeah, just joined us, team in white. Cibona, the home side, playing from left to right in quarters 3 and 4 here. Lecombe, who came to the game relatively late today, but it's had a decent impact. Finds a man baseline, and a nice conversion from Eric Murphy. Second 2-pointer of the game for him. And the lead is down to 2 points now. Žižić. Difficult man to guard, difficult man to stop. They're trying to push and prod and harry and hassle him as much as they can. Murphy is the man designated to do that. They can't stop him getting 2 more. I think he's going to be even more instrumental in this third quarter than he was in the first half, and he extends that lead back up to 4 points again. Here's Lecombe. Walker hasn't been quite as influential in this game as he has been in others, and Leloup gets to the second, Lecombe rather gets to the second attempt, and he will go into double figures for the away team. Sulejmovic pulling on the hoop, pulling on the basket in the hoop. Let's stop that going through. Reynolds will work his way to the left-hand side of the court, allow Rosic to do his thing. Doesn't fall, and ball carried out. Well, I'm sure that Lecombe will say he was impeded. That's why he took the ball out, but he did carry the ball over the baseline. And over the end line it goes for... Turn our PA down, we're fine. This is definitely hits for a moment. There's a 2-point attempt which drops to safety for Strasbourg. And Murphy will have it. They're looking to put a bit more intensity, a bit more speed, a bit more oomph in their offense, and that time it works. Works to great effect for Eric Murphy. And now we're tied at 39. His 6 points registered. Reynolds at the other end will get an and one. There's the 2, and there's a foul by Murphy. who looks around and says, "What, me, ref?" Well, yeah, it is you, I'm afraid. And that is the arm right across. It's pretty clear cut that was a foul. Put him on the shoulder, and that will be Reynolds going to the line for one. If he can chat all he likes with the official about it, I think it was pretty clear from our replay exactly why that call was made. Anyway, Sakic enters the game for Cibona. Sudimovic sits it out for a while. Yeah, another free throw that doesn't fall, but second attempt, third attempt maybe to try and get that ball in the basket. And that will be white ball. There's some smiles on faces because there's just too many of those bonuses going a-begging tonight. Way too many. Reynolds. Sakic. It's the long way around. Sakic got plenty of time to drive and drive again, but can't find a way through. Slaughter then gets pulled down. Yeah, this is the first one. There's the rejection, and there's Slaughter, and now, which way is the referee given it? He's given it to the home side, much to his happiness and much to his opposite number, chagrin, to be honest. Chagrin being the operative word, being French. Reynolds marked, guarded by three, and took the extra step. Inside, outside, leave me alone. 2 points, the advantage for the home side. No advantage at all, of course, and that could well be snuffed out here. Well, it might be if Howard can find his shooting range from the free throw line, because Sisic creates the foul, allowing Howard to go to the free throw line, but his record tonight has not been good. Sisic has not quite got going. Third foul. They need him down the stretch, so take him out of the play for the time being. Howard for Strasbourg reduces the arrears to one. A lot of nail biting on both sides at this stage. Tie the game. No, not quite, not quite. They tried to do that a couple of times. They have got back to parity once. Cibona have pulled away again, but there's only one between them now. It could be four if this goes in. It dribbled round, finally finds its way. Now, what's the referee going to give? An intentional? Is he going to give an unsportsmanlike for that? I'm sure he can from that position. Well, he can give whatever he wants, of course, but it's more of a WWE move than anything else, but whoops, that could have been quite nasty actually if he landed on his chin. But, the big bruiser, Ante Gospic, yeah, he's given the intentional, so that means they'll get sideline possession in a moment. Of course, the uncontested two free throws, and then they'll get sideline possession. And for the first time in the game, Strasbourg lead by one. Nip and tuck all the way through. Never looked like there'd be a big lead either way. And the lead for the most part has been the home side. And AJ Slaughter gets fouled this time by Bosniak. And they could get a 3-point lead in just a few seconds' time. So a bit of a change in emphasis here. Bosniak shoots his head, third foul. Better from Slaughter. Slaughter 2 from 2. Yes, just about. Goes to 8 points. And maybe they're starting to enjoy it a bit more. I'm not sure the man in the front row was enjoying it particularly much, the way that he was looking there quite anxiously, but they are in front and they have a bit of a lead to protect. It is only a bit of a lead though. Not really big enough, and it's going to go 2 points of that's going to go pretty quickly because they didn't closed the back door, and Gospic was in there quite comfortably, unattended and unguarded. And he takes his individual tally to 7. Travel is the call on Paul Lacombe. Lead remains at 1 then. As Cibona look to get back in front again. 28 seconds, something needs to happen pretty quick. Happens from the captain, but the captain can't get it. So what happens is, on the follow-up, Sakic does. And he goes to 6. The lead changes hands again. Cibona get themselves in front with 5:45 remaining in this third. And there's the steal, there's the turnover. Ooh. And there is a push. There's a foul, and the foul will be committed by Eric Murphy, who again doesn't like the call, but the call has made, and there's Murphy fouling Sakic. Coach is having a chat. He'll have to go and sit it up because that's another foul registered against his name. Sakic. Go into the corner, waiting for maybe that return to come from Reynolds. Now Reynolds is going to try and do all this by himself, and does it. Does it very well indeed. 2 points for Reynolds, who is accumulating some points in this. 11. Joined the double-figure brigade in terms of points in this game. So lead up to 3. Slaughter. Long 2, does not drop, and there's nobody in a red shirt for the rebound. It's all white pressure as well. Go back outside maybe for the 3-point attempt, and if it drops, and it does from Scotty Reynolds. That's a big change in momentum in this game. He goes to 14, and from Strasbourg having a 3-point lead, all of a sudden change in emphasis as Cibona take control again.
Over there, protect yourself. Don't stop playing. Okay, jouez. And the vanguard, he cannot go the way. He's too good for that. We must stop him and come from opposite. They didn't buy a 3-point basket, except this one. And we let them run. L'écran, the screen, universal. We stop him, and opposite we come. You stop there. Quickly we come back. Keep them here. When they play...
I cut you away. Flare away. Hey, now play 3 side, but look. After, when he received the pick, you receive the pick, come here and go back on Shaka's side. Try to play pick and roll. They're gonna switch football on low post for Shaka, okay? Znači, hey, Roza, ovdje, izađi ovdje, you go on same side.
Looking for only their second win of the campaign, Cibona. Only 1 from 3 on home court. It was a win a couple of weeks ago. Hoping that this could be win number 2. Great attack against KK Morna, winning by 18 on game day 4. Scoring a game-high 21 on that occasion. And then they lost by 22 to Juventus last week, so they've known the highs and the lows in recent weeks. Strasbourg, however, in recent weeks have only known the highs. Travis gets his second field goal of the night. And that lead is 4 again. So it was back up to 6 because of that 3-pointer from Reynolds, but they're trying to peg Reynolds, who's the danger man. Really just seems to be everywhere when there's a open layup. And the other man who's pretty much everywhere when there's an opportunity around the hoop is Sakic, who's scoring quite a few already in the second half. Takes his personal tally to 8. To the Keener. That's going to be whose ball? That's foul committed by Ante Gospic, who may have to sit down again because he's getting towards foul trouble. Third foul. He's going to stay in for a bit longer. Got two very quickly early in the game and has been on his best behaviour since. Chate push right back towards halfway. What she can do in terms of damage to the Kina. Gets round two screens and gets the shot away. Did really well there. Because that 3 points coming out of virtually nothing. We had to get round two screens and did it with alacrity. Now is Reynolds. Very, very much on the perimeter here. There's nothing happening in the centre. Maybe it will now with Sakic. It's going to be white ball. Well, Luke thought he'd managed to get the ball back for the team in red. It's going to be another chat from coach Vincent Collet.
They play zone, okay? Pass, Shaka here, pass, move here after this pick and roll, okay? But, okay, now 4 seconds, look. Scotty here, Shaka tu si ovdje, Shaka je tu, ovdje izvedi loptu, može s ove strane, Shaka, Scotty, bole, okay? Scotty here, ovdje, Rod.
Un acteur. This screen, they are aggressive. All the way, Edgy or Jeremy. Now, when Romeo gets the ball, we can find easy layup, okay? Let's go. Allez, let's go!
Quite a few players hovering on 3 or 4 fouls at the moment, so the key players on both sides are either not involved in the action or spuriously and selectively involved at this stage. Home side have just about got this game under their wing after trailing by 3, but now they're back in front by 3. It might be that kind of game. Slaughter. Take time to the Kina. Take a lot of this 24-second shot clock before they see the look they want. Might be into the Kina this time. Rebound comes back to Travis with Travis. Oh, Blase couldn't keep it in play, but the official has determined that Scotty Reynolds got the last touch to take it out. I'm not sure that Demir Milorovic actually agrees with that. Ooh, that's a hard call. Are they going to go to the screen and have a look at that? Well, they're happy enough that that's what happened. Now, the three-pointer. Rebound, maybe. No rebound. Rebound for the men in white rather than the men in red. So that's not going to tie the game up for the time being. Scotty Reynolds making the play, calling the play. Not the option he was looking for, though. Rosic. Back to the sideline there. Here comes the 3, and there goes the 3. Beautifully delivered, beautifully constructed, and ultimately the ideal result for Wozniak. 6 points the lead, backdoor pass, they're going to go for 3 at the other end. That one, however, does not drop, and here comes a bit of a swing for the home side, or potentially anyway. Reynolds, from one side of the court to the other, is trying to play it around. That would be 2. Nice and easy does it from Željko Sakic. He goes into double figures. The lead goes up to 8. And they were breathing down each other's necks for a while, but not anymore. Slaughter, backdoor for 2. Nicely done. Jete has been relatively quiet in this game. Only 4 points so far, 2 from 3 attempts. This game's certainly still very much in the balance, even though Cibona, for the most part, have had the lead in this game. It's never been a substantial one. Reynolds really is teasing and tormenting, gets into the paint, goes up for the 2, but won't drop. And Jete will start the move down the other end of the court to the Kina. Is Leloup going to look for the 3? No, he's going to go short instead to Jete. They might have to go for the three-point option because there's not much happening in two-point range at the moment. Slaughter looking for the jumper from two and gets fouled on the way through by the captain, Maran Rosic. Well, he was going to go for the three-point look. He went for the two, trying to get into the paint. As he was just making his way in there, got fouled. That was the previous 2 points from Chote. He's had a lot of rebounds in the competition so far, 30 before tonight. There's a man who has been very good from the free throw line tonight, AJ Slaughter. I was going to put the commentator's curse on him, but I didn't. 10 points personal, so quite a few now creeping into double-figure territory. 57-53, 4 points. Slaughter checks out. Versailles comes in. Minutes one in the third quarter, so it's still tight. Still very, very tight. Keep expecting one of these teams just to take this game by the scruff of the neck, but neither has yet. Reynolds, Sakic. Reynolds, who has been very impressive in terms of setting things up, and they know how dangerous he is, and that comes off the leg of Jeremy Leloup, so we'll have a reset to 14. Yeah, you can see how important Reynolds is in this game in terms of they tend to send one, then two, then potentially three men over to his side of the court, which does allow a lot of extra space for everybody else if they can take advantage of it. Wozniak, Reynolds, good spin move. No, it wasn't. It was travel by Zizic. Doesn't agree. Took that extra step according to the officials, so it's travel. Let's say that. Let's have a look. Well, okay, that's what the officials think. Come back out for the long two. Might come back out for the three, actually, the way things are rotating here. Enter Akina. Good drive, and a good rejection. Kept in play and got back somehow, some way to the big man in the corner. And he's still growing. Scotty Reynolds again, look, two men go to him and three men in very close proximity to him, and there's a foul. Leloup. Whenever do you see officials change their minds? Not very well, you can say that you bounced off your chest and you were in position, but officials don't change their minds. .57-53, chance for Wozniak to make it a 5-point game, and that he does. See one more still to come. Wozniak goes to 5 points personal. He goes to 6, and time for the coaches to talk it over as we have a timeout. Reynolds at 14, Sakic with 10 for the home side, and now Suljemovic with 11, 59-53, end of the third quarter. We'll go for a timeout, but as you saw, clock just run down to 0, so well, the coach is going to impart to their players with another 10 minutes to go. As we look at the stats, well, certainly advantageous on the left in the 2-point range, 3-point range. Strasbourg have been better. Rebounds, again, almost identical. Assists, very similar. Fouls, just one between them. Turnovers, the same. Still just 2 away, and Cibona have had more in terms of blocks, but it has been that kind of game. Strasbourg had a 3-point lead. Cibona have been in front for the majority of the game. These two have had a good understanding, Reynolds and Sakic. And Reynolds in particular got the game high total of 14 at the moment. Been good from that range. Hasn't tried too many from 3-point area, really. Most of it's been 2-pointers from Reynolds, but That's just why his 4 years at Villanova were so effective and successful. Highly rated there, and he was the AP All-American in 2010. So I think a lot of people were surprised he didn't get a look in at the NBA, didn't get drafted at all. First man to get that accolade not to get a NBA draft. 59-53, 6-point advantage now. Can they hold on to it? There's the early foul committed by Bosniak. So foul is... I'm not sure that was correct on the screen, but we'll come back to that in a moment. That's a nice executed two from Travis. 4 points. The second basket of the night, but it does bring it back in range. 4 points now between the home side, looking for their second win. Strasbourg looking for their fourth. With 2 defeats in the first 2 games. That one's going to dribble in and out, and the last touch comes of Jete. Yeah, pretty clear that one. Still plenty of time. 9:21 on the game clock. Go. We've not seen much of him this game so far. So yeah, he's the person who got the foul, and the 24 seconds elapses before they can get the ball to the man with the big hands, Cizic. Only 7 points personal for him so far tonight. But it might be a very important man down the stretch. Shots now 3-1. Strasbourg's first in the game. Low loop. Travis. Side. Sakina. There's the foul. And Bosniak picks up yet another one. And he's right on the verge of exiting this game. Fourth foul. We're going to leave him in there for a bit longer. Now, needs some cool heads and some determined players with some decisions to be made here. There's a hook shot, which is going to go to nowhere, so not going to go to where he wanted it to go to. And back with Scotty Reynolds for Cibona, who retain that 4-point advantage for the time being. He's the man who needs to be really careful on 4 fouls. Look at Rail's escape. That trap. He get a shot away pretty soon, though. Last 3 seconds, that's an easy one, or should have been an easy one for Cizic, but not. Just took a little bit too much time, a bit too comfortable perhaps in their ball rotation for that. She decided to take the plunge and go for the shot. Until Aquino's going to drive to the hoop. Oh, that's short, though, well short. And that's a Bosniak. They work their way in. They were looking for the and one. They won't get the and one, but they will get the 2 that they were looking for. And Slavica gets another 2 points for the home side, who open that advantage up to 6. FSI. So Aquino will go baseline, will then deliver it nicely on a plate for Jete. He goes to 6, the lead goes back to 4, and they've given an opportunity. You never do that in this game, the way he's playing. Scotty Reynolds just says, thank you very much indeed. Give me some time, give me some space, and give me that back door once again. That's exactly what they did. Enter the Kina, the loop. Need a bit more pace in this game. They keep it in play, but then they throw it away. I think, to me, they've looked much better when they've actually put a little bit of pace in the game and not had to think about it too much, because every time they've used up a large portion of the shot clock, that's where it's gone wrong. And Reynolds just managed to pick that pocket once again and find his way around. unguarded, but three of them will go for the same ball. Not much calling going on out there, but okay. Lacombe got Walker there, acting as the foil. Walker then is pushed deeper and has to get round one, get round two. He's already got round a couple of screens in this game, and that will be travel, not for the first time on Paul Lacombe. Just trying to get the ball under control, as you can see. Just an extra step. So he's trying to juggle it behind his back. 6 points. The lead remains for the home side. Desperately need it to keep in this competition and keep competitive in this competition. So these two really got a good understanding. Is that going to drop? No, it's just going to be slightly short. And Evan Walker can set Strasbourg on their way, and they need to get something moving quickly here, you think. Lacombe might be the man to do that. He gets fouled. Now again, position goes against him. Now, is it the extra step? Yeah, it was an extra step again. Is that says what? 3 times at least, might be more, that he's been called for travel. A lot of good opportunities going away, and at the moment nothing quite working for the men in red, and Evan Walker picks up another foul. He's looking a little bit concerned, as well he might. To the line, there's Reynolds. He's added to his tally, goes to 17 now. Oh. Marich wasn't quite aware where the ball was going to come from or where it was going to go to, but Marich just gets the ball to Sakic, and Sakic, with all the time in the world, drills and drains that one for 3, takes himself to 13, takes the lead for the biggest it has been in the game tonight. First double-figure lead that Cibona have had, and it's like somebody's just taking the air out of Strasbourg's tyres.
Good quick shots, not anything. Smart. Il faut jouer de tout down. You have to test two sides. We have this match with Romeo. Quick, short play, good shot. After, make some stops. Yeah, let's go.
Well, it's quite...
If you have pass on roll for Ziza, yeah. If no, pass to Saka, cut. Ideš ti, Mara, ideš sa Saka. Let's finish the game, hey!
It's quite nice when what you're saying in commentary is actually then echoed by the coach. We need some quick baskets, and that's what's happening there. Dilly-dallying around, spending way too much time in terms of construction to try and get the basket, and they're not coming. They need to be more direct. Think about getting things happening in the first 10 seconds maybe of their offense, rather than waiting for the last 5 to 10. Let's see whether they can take them at their word here. They can't get the rebounds either. Well, the idea was good, just didn't quite work from that kind of range, and Cibona just putting the foot on the throat now of Strasbourg, able to use the depth of their bench. Marich has not seen much court time, but he's out there. They're going to the guys who've done the damage for them. Here is Marich, by the way, up for 2. That won't drop. It's a rebound that Strasbourg very much needed, and they've got it. Slaughter, quick rotation, exactly what the coach required and what the coach called for. Here's a 3-point attempt, which drops, which does drop from Evan Walker. Much, much needed. Back into single digits lead, 68-60. Well, Cibona opened up that lead very quickly, so it can be done at the other end too. Need to mark up Scotty Reynolds though, because he's the man causing problems, and again they didn't really mark up the other man they needed to be keeping a very, very close eye on. And that's Ante Cizic. They must know already what his pedigree is. And, maybe they keep an eye on Reynolds too much there. Forgot about him. Walker just can't get the ball under control. Now they will. Can't get the shot away then. Maybe Howard at the second attempt. Outside they go. That's better from Paul Lacombe. Only 2, not 3, but the lead remains at manageable proportions at 8. There's just under 4 to go. To Maric. And that's going to be, yeah, intentional. So, unsportsmanlike foul. OJ Slaughter goes down. Maric is the man who stopped his man getting to the hoop. So he'll have 2 uncontested free throws and then possession back on halfway. We've had quite a lot of those in this game so far. So he goes for a tumble, but will be happy to go to the free throw line because he's been pretty good from this range tonight. Goes to 12. Yes. The hop's given a jump because he wasn't sure that was going to go in, but it did. Now they've got possession on halfway, so this could be quite a swing if they can convert this offense now back to 6. Could be a lot less in a moment. Well, they're going to go to the free throw line because Travis draws the foul. Foul committed by Cizic. He's on 4 now. They don't really want him, but they want him in the game, but they don't want him on 4 fouls because such a key player down the stretch with quite a bit of time still left. There is at the other end showing what he can do. There's the first of 2 from Travis. As we mentioned, lead up to 11. Lead now, in a blink of an eye, could be back to 4. It is back to 4. 70-66. It's still a very tight game. Apart from that little bit of play where it went to double figures, it's always been within range for Strasbourg. Have got it back under control for the time being. Reynolds. A real artist tonight in the way he's been pulling the strings, but he's been forced a long way around. That's good D by Strasbourg, and they might get the ball back, and they do. Oh, thrown away. Just need a bit of composure there. Managed to drag the ball back into their possession. Managed to keep Reynolds quiet, and that's not going to find its way to anybody in white. 4-point differential. We have a game on our hands right down the stretch here. Slaughter thought about the 3, thought about it again, did Irvin Walker. Still got time to construct a 3-point play. Not going to get it. Wasn't too far away, but far enough away. That lead stays at 4. 2:40 remaining in the game. Still plenty of time. But again, backdoor, swinging on a star. Goes Nick Slavica, and 4 points to him in the game. And, well, no doubt for me, who's been the star man, just sitting down there. Here comes the timeouts.
The last offense, okay, we just play with them ball. Cuban has been working, they cannot stop it. We say, okay, next time, perhaps smart. They are going to close on Romeo. We put Paul other side, okay? AG here. And if it doesn't work, hand off. And we go. Opposite. Romeo. AG back there. Romeo screen for Irvin. Okay? You good? And we will find that 3. We have a lot of time and we have 1 foul. So, smart foul.
Watch the corner. Ball, ti si u korneru, a ti si ovdje. Okay, ajde, let's go.
Yeah, Reynolds has been absolutely outstanding in this game. 18 points first of him, Sakic with 13. Shulimovic with 11 and 9 for Cizic, 13 for Slaughter, 12 for Lacombe. Those are all the double-figure scorers in the game. Strasbourg back with the ball. And needing to do something as the coach instructed them. Do it quickly. Just get the momentum going your way. Early shots probably required here. Not going to happen quite yet. Might happen from Lecom. Just got to get those balls back, and eventually it finds its way in from Travis. But the second or third attempt, he goes to 8. Lee goes to 4 for Cibona. Their game strategy might be very different to eat the clock down a bit now. We've got to this stage. Luckily, he's got a good understanding with Zakic, and that was why that ended in another 2 points for Ante Šušić. Goes to 11. That was the double-figure club. Spending too much time, I think, here. Lecom, 2 points. Goes to 14, and the lead. Back to 4, and there's the strip, and there's the steal, and there's the shot, and there's the 3! Urban Walker with the 3, and the lead is down to 1. All happened in a blink of an eye. Reynolds annoyed with himself. He hasn't done much wrong in the game so far, but that was one of those occasions where he did do something wrong. Just dwelled, stolen away, 2-on-1 break, decided to go for the 3 unguarded, and a very good choice that was.
I ovdje svičajte slobodno, čak kad ti budi ovdje unutra korektno. 2 puta nam ovaj ovdje napravi blok, ide preko unutra jednom pasom dole. Hey, okay, give Shaka the ball to bring and then go for the ball, okay? Let's play.
We do 2 down, but with you, he's down, okay? Hey, same thing. Hey, Paul, here. Romeo, here. AG, okay? You go that side, because Paul can go right. He's left-handed, okay? And after we do set. Back way.
Just all those French fans, they believe, do the team in red believe. Well, they've got it back to a point. They were 11 down not so long ago. Suddenly a real momentum shift. They've got to keep Wozniak and the other 4 on court quiet here on this offense. Things might be very different shortly. 74-73. They don't want to foul either at this stage. Wozniak has no options, not a close option anyway. Zakic, they're going to have to take it over the top, and there's a man waiting just to post it up. And the completion of that move done very easily by Slavica. Goes to 6, lead to 3. It's only a 3-point play, which they might get, given away, and Zakic will get fouled. They're going to have to go to the line now. Still long enough in this game that they can, look at that, just when it should have been right in the palm of Matt Howard's hands, it's given away. Well, they're not in team fouls yet, so that was a good one to give. Reynolds, make sure he doesn't make the same mistake he made on the last offense where he just gave it away and they got the 3-point play. It's going to go up and it's going to come out and it's going to go to red ball. 45 seconds. They're going to go for the easiest 2, or they're going to go for the 3. They're going to go for the 3 from outside. Yes! There it is! Back-to-back 3s. AJ Slaughter ties the game with 33 seconds remaining. Might be 2 offenses, might just be 1. Well, 1 full one anyway. Now what do Cibona do here? They don't want to waste this shot clock for definite, and they're down to the last 5. Wozniak up for nothing. So the last offense will be Strasbourg's, provided they don't get intercepted here, and they've got enough time to construct something. The 3 goes up, the 3 comes out. We're going to OT. Yes, we are. 76 apiece. We are going for an extra stanza. What a finish to the game. Had all the makings of that kind of thing, didn't it? Came back out. Here comes the 3 to tie it up. AJ Slaughter. All string. Look at this. Inch perfect to tie the game, and we are going for some more. If you haven't had enough, don't worry, we've got plenty more. 16 points. AJ Slaughter. Coaches have another timeout to talk about things as we enter OT number 1. 76-76. That quarter won by Strasbourg, 23-17. Remember, Cibona had an 11-point advantage in that quarter. Cibona still better on the 2-pointers, Strasbourg better on the 3-pointers, rebounds actually now in Strasbourg's favour. Everything else pretty tight. Turnovers, steals more Strasbourg now, and blocks 4-1 for Cibona, and they do believe. They've never really given up on their team tonight, even when they were double digits down in that last quarter. Strasbourg finding the 3-point men when they needed to. Slaughter with 16 now. Reynolds 18. McColl with 14. Sakic 13 for the home side. Top rebounders, Sakic with 10. We have a little bit longer to go. Not resolved yet. We are going some more. Remember, a few players have accumulated fouls as well. There's quite a few on 4 now, so that will have some influence on this part of the game. Sakic with Reynolds. Reynolds, again, they're standing off him, and they hold on to possession to Strasbourg. They keep it for a while. Anyway, Murphy. Slaughter. Mano's taking it to OT. That's not going to drop, and that will fall kindly back into the clutches of Sakic. Up for 3 from Scotty Reynolds. What a night he's having. He goes into the 20s, 21 points. 50% from 3-point range so far. Walker. Here's Lacombe. Lacombe looking to be setting up the 3-pointer, not for himself. Comes in, goes out, there's the foul. Travis, the man who is fouled. Foul on Slavica. He'll go to the line. Travis for 2 free throws. Well, that again has been the Achilles heel. Actually on both sides, to be fair, but Strasbourg in particular have not been great for this range. Maybe they can pare it back to 1 on the free throw and get the game score down to 2 in terms of the differential. Wozniak. Quite deep, they're keeping him deep, keeping him as close to halfway as you can possibly do without opening up the rest of the court. Here goes Sakic. Gets fouled on the way to the hoop. Murphy picks up another. Now, where is he in terms of personal fouls? He picked up quite a few early on. So we'll wait and see whether that is Murphy done. It is Murphy done. Well, I need these. Some little insurance buckets will be good here, but that one doesn't drop. The free throw malaise continues. There's 1. 13 he goes to. That's actually a 14, is it? Yeah, 14 points. 3 points between 2 sides. Walker will drive and then have to hold on and gives it away, and then it's given away nearly at the other end. That's a lot of little mistakes creeping into the game of both teams. Walker just trying to do a bit too much with it, and then it should have been comfortably claimed by Ante Zizic. It wasn't. Reynolds. Oh, makes it look easy. Such good awareness to find the man. If he's not scoring them, he's giving them to somebody else, and Krzysic is the man who gets an important 2 and takes that lead up to 5. Now, can they respond with a three? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And it's the same man again. He's really found his range from 3 points. Slaughter goes to 19. Lead back to 2. 2:41 remaining in overtime. Scotty Reynolds, lovely bounce pass. Oh, drills in, dribbles out. But finally found the hands of the grateful Slavica. It goes to 8 points. Lead back to 4. AJ Slaughter. There's the foul committed on Walker by Reynolds. A little bit of a trip, but I think he helped him on his way. To 19 remaining in the game. 2 free throws to come for Irvin Walker. First goes down, he goes to double figures. A lot of players who reached double digits today. He goes to 10. 84, 81. Like it could come to 2 here, and it does. '84, 82. 2:15 remaining in the game. Bosniak for the home team, who desperately need a win here. Remember, only 1 so far out of 5. Now, could this be it? That's 3. That's a nice, wonderfully drilled 3 at a time when they needed it most from Bosniak. Just an insurance 3, really, a bucket that they needed to give them a 5-point lead with 1:52 remaining. Foul is on Sakic. Bosniak goes for a tumble. 5 points advantage. And Bosniak was caught, I think, belatedly, but the foul had already been called. Right, gonna check who's going to be involved down the stretch now. The players are on the cusp of exiting the game because of fouls. This one finds its intended target from Jeremy Leloup. Bit of running repairs needed on Romeo Travis. 2 for 2 for Jeremy Leloup. Keeps them in the loop with 3 points the difference, with 1:46 remaining on the game. Next possession could well be crucial in terms of the outcome of this. Found maybe a steal, maybe not a steal, maybe a 2. Very important 2 as well from Ante Žižić. Goes to 15 points. Now we're seeing what he's really all about. Brings so much to the team at crucial times as well. Now, decision making will be important here for Strasbourg. And they're going to lose it. No, they're not. Hasn't dropped yet. But Cibona with a 5-point lead can slow things down. Don't need to rush this 24 seconds. They can come up the court at a leisurely pace. As long as they drill this next one, should be all over, you'd think. Reynolds will drive. Reynolds will be taken by 2 different men. Still gets a shot away, but it wasn't a quality shot. And AJ Slaughter will have to put a bit of emphasis and a bit of tempo into this. It'll find its way for the second possession for Matt Howard. Reduces the arrears to 3 points. And we'll have what could be the final timeout of the game. No doubting this man's on fire from 3-point range. Not this time, though. AJ Slaughter has the secondary basket picked up by Matt Howard.
Good job. You are here, we play, hey, 3 side. We play 3 side. But from the here. Znači ovdje, četvorka za dvojku, izađi. Roza, tu si, petica ovdje niže. Primi mi sigurno loptu. We must receive the ball, safety. If nothing happens,
safety. Žižić is always safety. Here is too late. In front. 1 step up, okay? Aggressive. Allez. Allez les gars, allez.
So, any mistake now, and the game pretty much over for Strasbourg. Bit of inspiration perhaps from Lecombe or Slaughter or Walker could just change this game, but they've got to get the ball back, and they don't have it right now with 48.3 seconds remaining. The man on the ball has been the man of the match by quite some way. Reynolds, Wozniak will take his time, take as much of this 24 seconds as he can, and they'll stay deep. Give it to Reynolds, who is the man they need to get. That's going to be red ball. Well, is there another twist? Is there another turn in this game? Still yet. Irving, they're going to go for the three-pointer. That's well short. It wasn't quality, and Lecombe had to foul. Wasn't a great three-point attempt in the end, and he had to foul straight away. And that's what he did. Now they put the press on, full court press to stop that ball getting over halfway. Also, can he get the ball in play? And there's another foul. AJ Slaughter this time to stop the clock with 17.2 remaining. So I think a foul that would send them down the other end of the court for shots. And you think one of these should be enough. Wozniak gives them a 4-point lead. Well, Strasbourg will need something pretty Herculean here. Wozniak goes into double figures, and just when they need the free throws to drop, that's exactly what does happen. 5 points the lead. There will be another timeout. What can Vincent Collet construct from this with very little time, and 5 points needed to take us into a second period of overtime?
Jeremy, AG, Paul will go deep release, whatever. You can choose. If they refuse here, Matt, you advance, you go to get a shot here. Et Paul, s'il va là, il faut que tu viennes. If AG goes in, you come here. Si jamais, if you can do it,
Look, yes, make him drive, but listen to me. Better to receive 2 points than go from Slaughter to receive 3 points, okay? Znači, puštamo samo 2. We switch everything, okay?
Well, it's happened before that the team is 5 points behind with seemingly no wriggle room whatsoever, and they find a way to tie the game. But how are they going to do it here? Perhaps only Collet knows, because there's 17.2 remaining. They've got to score 2 baskets. Simple as. So they're going to get one quickly here and put the press on and stop Cibona getting over halfway. It means a foul, it means a foul. Walker, got to get that ball in play, or else they get timed out. Oh dear. Well, it came off Scotty Reynolds, so no real damage done, but no, they've got to get that ball in play. 1, 2, 3, got it in just. Look on. Oh, Šišić is going to pick up 5 fouls now. Now, 3-point play was, no, he didn't take the shot until after the foul, so it wasn't in the act of shooting, so the 3 points will not count. Šišić will say goodbye, and probably will still be on the winning side. But there's the first of 2 required for AJ Slaughter. Now we know what's going to happen. 12.4, still a long time. The press will come straight after this, provided they score, and they do. Now they're not going to retreat. They're going to need to hold the team in white up the court and foul. Make sure you get the right man to foul as well. The man they've got is a man who's just put 2 down, so He's in pretty good form in terms of free throws. Here's Wozniak. And one more of these, and that should be game done. He goes to 12, Lee goes to 4. And the Houdini act, the escapology act that Strasbourg need here might well be beyond them. So if this one goes in, and it does, 5 points now. Got to be a quick 3 and hope for the best. And that's travel. Just when you least want it. So now Cibona can just eat the clock down. They don't need to worry about scoring another basket. An extra step proved to be crucial, and Cibona will have their second win in 6 games. And they might just put 2 more to put the icing on the cake. Don't need it. Don't need it. So Strasbourg's great run of 3 straight wins comes to an end, and Cibona have their second win on their home court. Hard fought. We had to go to overtime to get it resolved. They did have an 11-point lead in that final quarter in regulation. Somehow that evaporated, so they had to start and do it all over again, and they did. I have to thank Scotty Reynolds, who was absolutely outstanding in the game. 21 points from him. Sakic with 14, 15 from Cibona, but pretty much the fulcrum around this victory has been Scotty Reynolds. So it keeps their hopes alive. The Zagreb team still with aspirations of progression. Had they been defeated tonight, they've probably been looking at the wrong end of the stats concerning that. Better on the 2-pointers, not as good on the 3-pointers. Free throws, not great on either side, to be absolutely honest. Rebounds, well, Strasbourg rebounded them. Assists, better from Cibona. Fouls about the same. Turnovers, 17-20, and that has been a really hard-fought, well-earned win by Cibona in the end. They're the personal stats game leaders. 21 each for Reynolds and Slaughter. Cibona with 15, Lacombe 14, Sakic 14, and Walker 11. Rebounds. Only one went to doubles. So Sakic with 11. So double. Not sure about assists. What again in terms of assists? Not quite enough to give him that, but an excellent game it turned out to be. As we review, it was a great win in the end for Cibona, 93-88. Hope you've enjoyed it from Zagreb.